Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Toluwakemi. I love to film about things that resonate with me, things that make me happy, and things that I love generally. Come to my YouTube channel. As I said, my name is Toluwakemi. Before we go, if you're a new person here, thank you so much for joining. And please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. The goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. And with you, I know I can do that. Thank you so much. Alright, so before we go into it, let me just say this and say that if you have not checked any of my other videos, please do check it out. I have some awesome videos on my channel that will bless and inspire you. Alright, so let's go into today's video. In today's video, I am here to talk to you about something that is very important. Yeah, it's very important. Someone said almost every of my videos I say that. Well, it's because all these things are very important to me, and well, they are very important to me. Okay, so in today's video, I will be talking in depth. I did a particular video with a friend of mine where I talked about how I was able to save at least 100,000 naira. But when you look at it in a whole sum, I was able to save at least 200,000 naira as a Corper. And then this friend of mine, we just gisted about it. And then I've been getting people coming to my DM to say, T-girl, tell me the trick. How exactly did you do it? How exactly did you make it happen? And I am coming here to do like an in-depth, like an in-total video about how I did it. So let's dive right into the video real quick. All right, so welcome back. All right, so let's unpack this. Let's unpack this one after the other. And I hope that as much as possible that I'll be doing this video, I hope you won't have a biased mind, and I hope that you open up your mind to actually learn, unlearn, and relearn a lot of things from this video. So having said that, let's go. Now, the first thing that you have to understand is that where you are serving, the state you are serving, and where you are having your PPA is very important. For example, people serving in Lagos, people serving in Abuja, their standard of living is quite high. Do you get? So for me, I said in Abia State. Now, that does not mean that all these things I'm going to teach you is not applicable. It is very applicable, but everything rises and falls to you. How you get to be intentional about your money as a Corper. Do you understand? So that is what is very important, and that is one thing you have to pay attention to. Do you get? So for me, before I even went to serve, I had already told myself, I had already given myself this goal that at least I'm going to save at least 100,000 naira as a Corper. I didn't care about where I was going to serve. I did it. I was not even interested. But I just had this mindset that when I'm done with service, there are a lot of things I would love to do. And I know that there's something about money. Money takes away shame. Money takes away some few things away from your life. And I didn't want money to be an issue, at least for the first few months when I come back from NYSC. So I already had that goal. I already told myself that, I already gave myself those things that I'm going to save at least 100,000 naira by the time I'm done. So it wasn't like it was a surprise. It wasn't like it was something that it didn't just happen to me. So that's the first thing you need to know. It will not just happen to you. It takes intentionality, accountability. You will say no to a lot of things. You will be very intentional. Do you get me? So that's the first thing. It starts with your mindset. Then the second thing, where you are serving and where you are doing your PPA is very important. I was serving in Abia State. First, I was doing my PPA in a firm first before I later went to serve. In a radio station. Now, if you want to know all the gist about how this happened, I have a particular video that I did about it. I'm going to link it in the information box for you in case if you are interested in watching that, right? So the second thing after doing this is that you have to highlight all your sources of income. You have to highlight all your sources of income that you have. You have to highlight them. For example, one of your sources of income is what? Alawee. The second source of income is what? Your PPA. That is if your PPA is paying you, because I know that there are different dynamics to these things, and it depends, most of the time it always depends on luck and how blessed that you are in your PPA. So do you understand? So that's another thing that you have to consider. So you have to say, okay, this is my Alawee, this is the extra source of income I'm getting. For example, let me be sincere with you. Some coppers they might not get full money from home, but they at least get a bit from home. Some coppers, I'm not saying all coppers, some coppers are that privileged, they are that blessed. For example, I fell under those coppers. Now, some other coppers might not be that blessed. In fact, some coppers might even be sending money from what they even get. They might even be sending home. Now, am I saying that it is not possible because of that? It is possible to still save. And you have to, don't forget the number one reason, mindset is very, very important. It starts with your mind. Everything rises and falls to what your mind is saying. She are getting me. So, when you're able to now say that, you're able to now say, okay, great. How then can now manage my finances? So I came up with this formula while I was serving. I sat down and I said, T-girl, be sincere with yourself. How much are you going to be getting as Alawee? So I said, 33,000 naira times 12 months, which gave you 396,000 naira. Now, let's be sincere with ourselves. When you get to camp, because it happened to me, when you get to camp, for example, you are going to get at least 3,400 or 3,000, 3,004, 3,002, all in the name of transportation fee. And then when you are done with NYSC, they will give you between 1,000 and 1,500, something like that, one ridiculous money as transportation fee again. Let's be sincere with each other. You and I, let's be sincere. Let's just say on an average, everything all together, when you calculate them, 4,000 naira. Now, by the time you add that to the 33,000 naira, that means as a copper, after 12 months, you should have collected at least 400,000 naira from the federal government. Now, the federal government would have already paid you 400,000 naira in 12 months. How well you're able to now use that money, multiply that money, manage that money is dependent on you. Now, when you know this, you're able to now sit down and say, how much is my PPA paying me? For example, my first PPA was paying me 10,000 naira. Yours might be different. Then my second PPA paid me 3,200 naira. Do you get it? So you're able to now say, how much am I getting in my PPA? Some people, they might not even be getting money from their PPA. That's why I say this thing, the dynamics of it is not the same for everybody. That's why our experiences can never be the same thing. But at the end of the day, you have to have a meeting with you and say, see, this is our money. Let us know what we are doing. Do you get me? And another thing is, some people might be staying alone. Some people will be staying in NCCS. Some people will be staying in fellowship houses. Now, as much as possible, I know that some people will be saying things like, because of where to stay, accommodation, electricity bill, bill. Because of it, I will stay in NCCF. See, staying in NCCF is a choice that you make on your own. And that's one thing that you need to know. Do you get me? Staying in NCCF is a choice you make. I didn't stay in NCCF, and it was a choice I made. Some other folks stayed in NCCF. So you'll be able to say, how much does NCCF collect from me monthly? Do they collect 15? Do they collect 14? Do they collect 12? So all these things there are the things that you will sit down. See, I know it's not easy to sit down with money. It's not easy. Most of us, our parents are just doing things in the house. They did not really sit us down to say, this is how money really goes. Some of us it doesn't come to us easy. But you don't have a choice. Now, see, this is NYSC is like a training ground for the life of this thing that you are going to live, for your life that you are going to live. That was the way I saw it. Do you get? Now, this NYSC formula, at the end of 12 months, there's something I tell myself. If you're going to get 400,000 naira in 12 months, you should at least be able to save between 15 and 25%. Some people do more than that. I know of a couple that never touched a Alawee. I even know of two. They never touched their Alawee when they were serving. They never touched their Alawee. Now, how did these couples do it? I will get to that really soon. Let's keep calm. She are getting me. Do you understand? Now, another thing that you have to also notice that don't be in an hurry. Your life and my life are not the same. The thing I am exposed to and I am privileged to have is not the same with yours. You might even be much more privileged than me. Do you understand? So you have to be sincere with yourself. And we ladies, see, stop trying to live every other people's life. Stop trying to compare yourself with another person. Live your own life. Sure, you are getting me. Before I go now into it. Now, another thing you have to now say to yourself is that what platform can help me save this money? Maybe say, what platform can help me save? What platform can help me save? For example, there are platforms like Carrywise, Biggie Vest. There's Harvest. Harvest is for ladies, kiniko. So you have to be able to say, what platform will help me save? It's very, very important. Another thing is, put yourself in a circle of people that save regularly. For example, I currently have a savings community, TOL savings community. Lady with balls, they have a savings community, something like that. Different platform. Set yourself up. Yes, set yourself up. Because at the end of the day, for example, now as a copper, you can come with other fellow coppers that are staying in SCF together or they are in the same CDF together. Come up with them. For example, I wanted to do this with some of my friends then during NYC, but most of them were guys, and then I don't know, maybe it was insecurity or anything, but I was not feeling it. So what did I do? I set it up with some other people online. I've never even met them before, most of them. So that's what I'm saying. It is you versus you. If you're talking to somebody and they're already making you feel like jackpot, and focus on yourself. At the end of the day, it is you against you. She are getting me. So come up with accountability partners that can set you up, that if you're already doing shingbe, guy, you are not saved this month though. You have not saved this month though. You have not saved this month. Another thing is automate your saving. Automate your saving. Let me shout it again. Automate your saving. Automate it. Don't say I will save when the money comes. No. See, then because when we first started, they used to first pay us Alawee ending of the month. Then I think it was in November. They shifted it to the first of every month. To the first week of every month. Automate your savings. At this particular date, always remove this particular amount of money from my savings. My own was 10,000 naira. So this will take me to my next point. Budgeting should be your best friend as a couple. Should you and budget? Just I cannot show you some of my books. Then if I buy groundnuts, there's this particular app that helps you track your daily expenses. If I buy groundnuts, I will write it. If I buy chewing gum, I will write it. If I buy sugar, I was writing everything back to back. I'm telling you, I was writing everything back to back. There was even a time, work with what works for you. There was a time I told myself, if it is 33,000 naira in every month, that is at least 1,000 naira per day, right? So what I do is that I remove 1,000 naira. I say, so 1,000 naira for today. how are we going to spend it? So I go to work, is 100 naira per ride. Anywhere you are going to in Umuahia then is 100 naira. So I take my bus, my keke in the morning, 100 naira. So when I get to work, if I buy anything, if I don't buy anything, I come back 100 naira. So whatever is left that day, whatever is left that day, I will save it. The second day I do that again, whatever is left, I save it. The third day, whatever is left, I save it. The fourth day, I save it. There are days, let's be sincere with each other. You're a copper. I was once a copper. There are some days that you don't go anywhere, that you're at home. Yes, let's be sincere with each other. There are some days you don't go anywhere, that you're at home. So what did I do? That 1,000 naira, I save it. So at the end of the week, on Saturday, and I look at all the money I have saved over time, and I'm seeing something like 4,000, 3,000 something, and I'm like, what is going on? Oh, and I say, oh, it's because I didn't buy this. Okay, and I say, what are the things that I need that will make life easy the next week? If it is tomato paste, 1 roll, I buy it. If it is sugar, instead of buying 10 naira sugar, I go to those people that are selling cake, that are baking. I buy Congo of sugar. And I say, okay, we're not going to spend everything. At least let us save 1,000 naira. So immediately I go to this ATM people. I transfer 1,000 naira into another account. Do you get? So if it is daily that works for you, go with it. If it is monthly saving that works for you, go with it. At the end of the day, don't forget what I'm saying. It is your life against your life. Tolu, shame me. I will not. Should I shock you? Throughout my NYSC, every week I take myself out. I don't care. If you be following my status, you would have seen this. I take myself out. I go with a book I want to read, and I sit down, and I buy. Sometimes I'll buy chicken pie, meat pie, donuts. I'll buy salad. I'll buy coleslaw. What they used to call it. I'll buy it. I'll sit down. We eat it. I will drink with a table of water. It's my money. 1,000. I'm telling you, 1,000, and I'll sit there for good 5 hours. I will read. There was a time that I was feeling sleepy. That was why I went home. And my mind will be refreshed. I will feel good about myself. Now, budget before spending. I know people say, people say things like budget. But okay, see, it is 2 things: budget before spending and budget after saving. These 2 things are very important to me. Budget before spending and budget after saving. So your saving does not depend on your budget. Save first. The money that now remain, now think of budget. So me, I save first. When I now finish saving, and I say, okay, again, it is 19,000 that remain. How can we budget? Tolu, I have to pay tithes. There was a time, this was what I did. How much was tithe? That's 3,300 abi. 3,300 divided by 31 days. She are getting me. That's like, let's look at it very, maybe like 100 and so I said 150 minus 150 from my daily expenses. So that means it was no longer 1,000 that was available daily. It is now what? 850. You see like that. You see like that. So you'll be able to now, like, see, it is very, you have to be intentional with your money, because the money that you are not intentional with will be intentional with you. If you just go like that. So budgeting is very, very important. Now let's talk about extra sources of income. Toluwakemi, now with everything you said, how can I get extra source of income? Number 1, SPA. What do we say? What do we mean by SPA? We call it secondary primary assignments. You can get a SPA. For example, I know some of my friends then that were teaching. That was their SPA. They were teaching. They were going to one primary school like that. They would go and teach for 2 days, for 3 days. They were doing SPA. Do you get me? And they were having fun. They were getting the money. Some of them self then their PPA is just once in a week. Their SPA is like ogbonge 3 times in a week, and they were paying them well, and they did not mind. So that's one way, SPA. Another thing is that, courses like mathematics and English, is money. I had a friend then, that was teaching it and was making good money. She was teaching like 3 students. She was teaching like 3 students how to mathematics, and each student were paying me 15,000 naira monthly. Monthly, 15, and they were paying me. Some were paying 10, some were paying me 15, and it was getting extra money like that. SPA. I had another friend too that was working with there was this eatery that was working as one of their cashier or something. I think it was her working behind the. So if you don't mind, explore SPAs like that. So I think he works because he was working in a school, and he works there 3 times in a week, Saturday, Sunday, when he's back from church. So they take shifts. So it is that he was able to work out a flexible time for himself. Do you get? So that's an example of an extra source of income, SPA. Now, the second source of income that I have here is leveraging on your skills. For me, I didn't do SPA, but I leveraged on my skills. Do you get? So, for example, now what kind of skills do you have? For me, then the skills I was leveraging on were, I love to write, so I wrote a book and I sold it. I love to speak, so people would invite me to groups to come and help them to teach, and they will pay me. They might not pay me much. Some might pay me with data. Some might pay me with some pay me with data. Some pay me with an amount of money, and I would collect it. Do you understand me? I had a separate source of income that was giving me that I was using to do my data monthly. Do you get? So that is it. So you have to be able to say, what is my skills? So for example, now let's say, depending on the kind of skills that you have, is what now determines if you are going to go online or offline. For example, I had a particular young lady that was very, very good at sewing. In fact, she sewed at least 6 or 9 clothes for me during NYSC. And what we did was that she came up with a plan. She will sew the clothes, then I pay her monthly. And she was like, she was getting monthly salary, and I pay her monthly for the clothes. By the time she finished sewing the clothes, I think I paid up to like 16 or 18K. And I remember the first time I paid her 7,000. Then subsequently I paid her 4,000. I paid her. And that was how the babe was using me to get extra money. Even with her PPA, still paying now up to like either 15 or 20,000 naira. But that was the good thing out of it. That was the good thing in it. Do you get me? Do you understand? So that is it. So depending on your kind of skill, depending on that skill that you have, you cannot say, oh, Toluwakemi, I have this particular skill. How can I monetize it? For me now, I was very good at WhatsApp marketing. I am still currently good at WhatsApp marketing. Imagine a Corper that is serving, that has a YouTube channel that is monetized. Do you understand? So all these things are things that you have to consider. She gets me. And another thing you have to understand is that extra source of income are not for lazy people. It's not like you sit down in your house now and you be expecting, how else can I make money? No. You will have to go out there. Yes, that's the truth. You will have to go out there. You cannot sit down at home and be expecting extra source of income. You have to go out there. Do you get me? So, and the last, not the least source of income that I have is unregularized money. And what I mean by that is that, for example, you might just go somewhere. For example, I remember during our time, my coordinator invited us to come and represent us somewhere. And by the time we were leaving, they gave us, I think, is it 2,000 or 1,005? That kind of money now, it is not regular. is irregularized, so that kind of money is an extra, but then it's not every day you'll be seeing things like that. For example, during when I was serving, my parents, my mom and dad, they felt okay, one of the ways we can support you is by giving me such an extra money 3 months. So my dad will always send me money in 3 months to support me, and I was very very grateful for that. So whenever he sends me money like that, I should not lie to you, the only thing I need to buy is food stuff. I see all the money, I don't care. I use it to buy food stuff. For example, in between December and January, those 2 months, I didn't have money in cash, but I had food stuff that I could eat. Yes, I didn't have money in cash, like money in my hand in cash, but I had data and I have food stuff in the house to eat. So I did not have any issue. There was no issue at all. So I would just cook. For example, now you have to hack your cooking. Me now, whenever I cook rice like that, I make sure it is something I can eat at least twice in a day. I can eat it first, then when I want to sleep, I will eat it. Do you understand me? So when I cook beans that I can use garri, I can use beans to eat. Yes. When I cook spag, I do it in a way, concoction spag, I do it in a way that when I cook it at first, I carry it, I go to the office. In the afternoon, most of the time, like eating in the afternoon is not something that is part of me now. Most of the time in the morning, you won't see me eating in the morning. You maybe see me taking water in the morning. I'm now used to that kind of diet, that it is in the afternoon, around like that 11:30, 12 o'clock, I eat heavy food, and then by the time I'm coming back in the night, do you understand me? This is very very important. So it is you against you. Me, I don't even compare myself. I don't even have time to compare myself to anybody. So that's it. You have to be very very intentional when it comes to your money. Do you understand? And this is a very 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 possible. Okay, if your question is Toluwakemi, how do I figure out the skills that I have? How? For example, you don't have to have the skills. You don't have to have the skill. You can just decide, what skill will I love to learn? For example, I know of a friend who learned copywriting when we were serving. By the time she learned copywriting when we were serving, she was able to use it. She was able to use it. And she started using it to make money then during NYSC. And she does freelancing. That's another source of income. For example, the things that you know how to do, can you teach it to people? Make money from your knowledge. I hope with these 3 points of mine, I've been able to show you things that is possible. It's possible to save at least 100,000 naira during service. The 100,000 naira I saved. Now, this is now the other side of it. Have something you want to use it to do. For me, I wanted to have a birthday shoot that I really really wanted. So when they told me the amount of my birthday shoot, I did not even close my eyes. I said, got it, let's do it, I have the money. Yes, because I wanted it. You know, you're able to do what you truly want, not thinking of anything, of not being biased. You're able to do what you truly want. And that was one thing I did for myself. I was able to even pay for a course, even though at the end of the day I didn't need the course, but where we move. I was able to do data for at least the first 2 months with ease. Do you understand me? So it's very very important that you understand and that you know that. It's very very important. So it is possible. Don't forget the first point I made. Everything rises and falls to your mindset. Thank you. So, well, I still have my jacket. Yes, I still have my jacket, my NYSC jacket. So I just said I should wear it mainly for this video. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to guide you and show you how possible it is and how achievable it is, provided you put your heart to it, you are intentional with it, and you remain accountable with it. So guys, that's that about that. Also, let me make mention of it that I currently have a brand that I'm building. It's called the NYSC Boardroom. And in the NYSC Boardroom, majorly, what I want to do, don't forget what I mentioned in the video. set yourself up in a community that helps you and cultivates you, that helps you to grow. That is what I'm doing with NYSC Boardroom. It is a community for corpers all around Nigeria to help them, show them what growth truly means. Because I found out that when I went for service during my time, there were lots of coppers that really needed help discovering themselves, knowing who they are. A lot of them were still suffering from self-esteem issues, and it really broke my heart. Like, it pains me to see them going through these things, even with the way we were done and all those stuff. And I really wished that federal government could do better. So I said, okay, we're not going to wait for the federal government to do better. I will just make sure I position myself to help give as many as possible the better chance of having this. So that is why the NYSC Boardroom is here. We are currently have our headquarters in Ogun State, and I look forward to expanding it all throughout the states in Nigeria. And my greatest goal is to be able to work hand in hand with NYSC organization themselves. That is still my greatest goal, and I look forward to seeing that as a reality. So if you're a corper, maybe you're currently serving, or you still want to go and serve, or you know a corper that you believe should be part of this community, part of this journey with us, please and please and please and please and please share this video with them. Or better still, make sure you connect them with me. You never know who you are connecting with. You never know who you will be privileged to connect with. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming back to watch my videos. I do not take it for granted. I look forward to having you guys in my next video. I don't want to talk about it yet, but it's something very juicy. If you've been following my status, you would have seen me say I want to talk about it. So it's what I'll be doing all through the month of August, by the grace of God. So thank you so much for sticking with me, for watching this video. And my favorite, thank you so much for inspiring me to make this video. It's like, come your way next time. My name remains Toluwakemi. Thank you so much. Bye bye.